Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go. It's NERDSoul Gaming, y'all. We up in here chilling, having a good time. That's right. And yo, look, hey, we got a fun one for y'all. We just gonna hang out a little bit. And I'm not by myself. I am joined by the God of Destruction, Tekken 8, Master Level, beat down. Anyone who step up, they get hit with a pit bull and then chopped with the Wu fist. I give to you. Open mind. What's up?
What's up, NERDSoul family? What's up, gaming community? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody.
Look, yo, gaming community, yo, Game Awards coming around. They're here. You know what I'm saying? They got the 2024 nominee. And of course, as every year, what seems to be easy just don't seem to be easy. So I'm gonna throw it off real quick, just talking about the Game Awards this year in general. You know, you got the nominees, got Game of the Year, you know, you got Best Community Support, Best RPG, stuff like that. And then you got some, some things like Best Audio Design, which people are like, they kind of go back and forth on. But what was interesting to me is the Best Fighting section. And the reason why I say this is interesting to me is because Game Awards isn't the only organization that does stuff like that. The Game Awards Best Fighting section is an interesting category because the Best Fighting has Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which, yeah, that's a fighting game. Then you have Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, fighting game. Then you have Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, arcade classics. Okay, all right, we'll circle back to that. Then we have Multiverses. Okay, we'll circle back to that again. And then we have Tekken 8. And the reason, before I go in on Game Awards for the Best Fighting category and why, this is very similar to like the Golden Globes when they do, say, Best Comedy, and you're like, this isn't a comedy, this is like a drama. Or they'll be like, this Best Drama, and you'll be like, this isn't a drama, this is a comedy. You know, so
that's that gatekeeper stuff.
Yeah, they're like fitting things in or keeping things out so that they're able to kind of engineer their own results. So
right.
The issue I have with the Best Fighting category is not that we have one. You know, hey, look, fighting games are cool, and there's a FGC, and we should have a category for fighting games. I think we should actually have a couple more categories. But my issue is, one, I was always under the impression that when award shows happened, that the award was for things that had happened in the year since, and in the year since meaning something new, not a re-release of something old. Like, for instance, if someone re-releases an album, they can't get album of the year this year. It wouldn't be fair. They already got album of the year, or already had a chance to have album of the year, whatever year they did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are they getting album of the year this year? They're just re-releasing something that came out 5-10 years ago. So with Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, if you're not sure, if you don't know, the Fighting Collection, just like any other game collection, this is a grouping of games that came out, 10, 20, 15 years ago, something like that. And they released it in a large package, which is cool. It's great. You get, Marvel Heroes, you get Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, stuff like that. It's awesome, and people really had a fun time playing it, and that's good. But I don't know if that should be eligible for a fighting game of the year, especially since it's not really a fighting game per se, it's a collection of games. And then Multiverses didn't just come out. Multiverses has been out. Multiverses has even been in Evo. So now, of course, they tried to walk it back and say it was a beta, but no, they did a full release of Multiverses. Like
That
I
game been
remember
out for
being at San
two.
Diego Comic Con, or not, it was LA Comic Con, I think, when they were releasing it. It was like, this is not a new game.
That game been out for 2 full calendar years, 24 months. It
Yeah,
came out in 2022.
so I'm trying to figure out how these two are in there, and then that takes the spot of two games that could be in there. You know what I'm saying? Two games
Four
now. I
games.
mean, oh, say it again.
There's 4 games.
Well, yeah, no,
I mean,
well, no,
they could have threw
because it's
Street Fighter 6 in there.
no Street Fighter
Mortal
Six isn't
Kombat
in,
1.
is it? Is it Street Fighter? Nah. Street Fighter Six isn't in this one.
No. I'm saying if they're gonna put multiverses in the category of best fighting game of the year 2024, even though that game is 2 years old,
Mm,
they could have threw Mortal Kombat 1 in there, Street Fighter 6 in there. They could have threw a couple other fighting games. Off the top of my head, I can't think right now. Oh, they could have threw Under Night and Birth in there. Like,
true. Yep.
if you're gonna go to games, and then the fighting game collection itself, those games are 20 or 15 plus years old. So if you're gonna grab games out of the atmosphere and just put them in the category, well, then there's a lot of fighting games you could have grabbed out of the atmosphere and put them in the category.
Yeah. It seems
That's what I'm saying.
now. Don't get me wrong. I don't run an award show, so I can't tell you the ins and outs of running an award show. But this does seem like they're trying to curry favor by two large companies
Yeah.
just because.
And just because of that, I had a protest vote. I know you said at the top of the show that I'm Tekken God of Destruction and all of this accolades on Tekken, but
Uh-huh.
I voted for multiverses just to be petty. Like when I logged
Oh,
in and I
man.
casted a vote, and I was like, "Oh, these are choices." I was like, "Really?" I kept scrolling, like, "Damn, is
Yo,
my
man,
screen not
if
loading?"
Multiverses wins, man, I'm gonna be like
It's probably not
open-minded.
gonna win. It's probably not gonna win. I did it just to be petty. Like I
But
could
I'm
have voted
like,
for Tekken.
I'm sitting here like, yo, Multiverses is not new. I'm
It's
I'm
not.
thinking, I'm gonna see something that's new, within the last year since the last event. And we
Yeah,
got
they had an award show last year.
Capcom Fighting Collection. I'm like, what?
Man,
Then
I didn't even play that
Multiverses
game.
say who?
I ain't even purchased fighting game Marvel Fighting Collection. I'll probably get the part 2 version of it because it's got 3 games in there that I want to play: Rival Schools, Marvel
Gotcha.
Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2. So it's 3 games in that collection that I want to play that I wish was in the first collection, because I'd have been making content for that.
Yeah.
Like Marvel versus or Capcom versus SNK, not
CVS2
SNK
used
versus
to be my
Capcom.
game.
Yeah, not SNK versus Capcom, not that one. The other one, the first one.
CVS. Capcom versus
Capcom versus SNK. 1 and 2, 2 separate games,
Yep.
and then Rival School. That's gonna be in the part 2 of the collection, which is coming out in the spring. I plan to purchase that because I actually like those 3 games. I played them heavy in the arcades when they was arcade cabinet. It's one of the games me and TJ Storm frequented a lot back when we were young boys, like 19, 20 years old, like long time ago. Rival Schools 1 and Rival Schools 2. So I think the one that they're giving us is part 2. They didn't call it part 2, but it was like an expansion, because Rival Schools is the name of the game, but this one I think it's called Project Justice. That's the actual name of it.
Yeah,
It's called Project Justice, but it's just
That's
Rival
back in the
Schools 2.
Dreamcast days.
Yeah, Project Justice is just Rival Schools 2, but they didn't call it Rival Schools 2. They named it Project Justice because they added like 15 more characters or so. I don't know. That 15 might not be the number, but they added a lot more characters to the roster once they realized that it was holding its own in the arcade. Like, people was on that arcade cabinet. They put their quarters up on that window, standing in line, waiting to sit on them stools. I played it heavy. I didn't. TJ Storm didn't play it as much as I did. He was more so on Capcom versus SNK, on the Street Fighters, on the Marvel vs. Capcom, the Tekken cabinet especially. He was on the Tekken cabinets a lot. But I ain't gonna say he don't like it. I don't want to speak for him because he's not here with us to be on the show with us. But I don't remember him playing it with me or even versus me. Now, I'm sure he played it because he had Dreamcast, but he just wasn't on it as heavy as I was. I liked Rival School or Project Justice, whatever. but they had rival schools in the arcade, and then they removed it and put Project Justice in there, and that just sat there until it died out. So that's the only reason I'm gonna get the collection part 2. The part 1 collection, I didn't care about those games, especially Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, I hated Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and we already discussed this.
Yeah, we already talked about
infinite combos. But they had them infinite combos on the arcade cabinet back in the day, and I just couldn't get down with it. I hated that game. Like, I really did not like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 because there was no way to escape that. There was no push block. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I still play that to this day. I don't play Infinite. I play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because it has push. It has
Ultimate
push block.
3 is kind of dope.
Yeah, it has a push block, and it has gravity on those combos. There is infinite combos in there, but it takes a highly skilled person to execute them. I've yet to be infinite comboed in that game. I've seen it done, but nobody's ever done it to me. They've attempted it, but they keep dropping the combo. So it's like, it's there, but it's like, you gotta really be sweaty to do it. And even the sweatiest players that I face when I go on there, they don't even attempt it. They do lone combos, but not infinite touch of death, where once they hit you once, and it's almost like Battle for the Grid where you can't fall. It is in the game, but it's not so prevalent that they can just pull that off on you. The circumstances got to be right for that to happen, and I'm moving around too much for them to get me into that. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is there. It's there at any point in the match, provided you got the specific characters like Iron Man, Dr. Doom, especially Magneto. Magneto is the worst. He's the worst. Mm-hmm. But there's other characters that can do it. Storm has one, and a couple of other characters I just can't.
Yeah, there's like 5 or so that have an infinite.
Yeah, I'm talking about like infinite combo, where it's like the gravity doesn't set in. They keep juggling you until your life bar is gone, and they're building meter as they do it, so they'll end the combo with a super and you're dead. But that's why I didn't like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's my reason for when the collection dropped. I was like, really, this is the game? Because that's the only game they really gonna play on that collection. I haven't seen no footage or no content for the Marvel vs. Capcom 1.
I ain't seen them for Marvel Heroes,
Marvel Heroes,
Superheroes,
Captain Commando, Punisher. Nobody's making content for that collection. They're only frequenting Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So they should have just re-released Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because nobody's touching those other games. And I don't see, and if they put this in the fighting game category for the awards, which I saw that, I was like, yo, really? So because I felt what you just said, that I felt the gatekeeping, and I felt just like, everything you just said, the sentiment you just gave is exactly how I was feeling when I looked at the list. I immediately voted for Multiverses. Not because I think Multiverses is better than those games. No, it's not. It's a cartoony platform fighter like Smash Brothers. The reason I voted for Multiverses was simply to be petty, because of the simple fact that list is a gatekeeping list. It doesn't make sense. It's 2024. Yes, Tekken came out in 2024, and Sparkling Zero came out in 2024. But come on now, Multiverses is not 2024, and Fighting Collection, that's not 2024. Like, what are y'all doing? So since it's a gatekeeping situation and there's other games y'all could have listed, I voted for Multiverse. I casted a vote for Multiverses. I did not cast a vote for Tekken 8. I did not cast a vote for Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. I definitely ain't casting no vote for the collection, because I don't like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I literally hate that game with a passion. That's one fighting game that I will never touch. I won't play it for free. If they put it on PlayStation store for free, I wouldn't download it and play it.
Dang.
That's how much I hate Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's not fun to play. It's just not, bro. Like, the characters that I want to use, I can't play with them. You can't, bro. You're just not gonna get a button.
You kind of have to play.
That's not.
I feel you.
And I feel like I do deem myself a high level player. Like, I'm never going to downplay my own skills in fighting games. Like, I play a lot of different fighting games, 2D, 3D, hyper fighting, tag battle. Like that. Yes, I play those games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 can go to heaven. That's how I feel. Like, y'all can go to heaven, because I'm not.
Let me go in and roll it over to Every year I'm gonna go in and give my wish list. It's not gonna be listened to, but here's my category wish list. It's not long. One, I think they need to separate the sports and the racing category. I know that seems like a small thing, but there's a few games that I don't think get credit sometimes because sports and racing is kind of jam packed into one. So I'd like to see that. Then also for myself, I'd love to see a best beat 'em up category. Now, some would say that beat 'em ups there aren't enough, but there really are. There's a lot of beat 'em ups out there.
There's a lot of beat 'em ups. Like y'all,
especially when you go from 2D to 3D, and also those oblique type, like sort of like Gauntlet style beat 'em ups. And I know I took it back with Gauntlet, but
let me name a few. Let me name a few real quick, just to piggyback you. You got of course Captain Commando. You got the Punisher. You got Knights of the Round, the King Arthur beat 'em up, where you playing with Percival, King Arthur, and Lancelot. Right? That's a dope beat 'em up. You got what's the game? It's got 4 characters in it. Yeah, you said Gauntlet.
Yeah, you got like Gauntlet. So like those games back in the days, they're still being made now. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 Turtles beat 'em ups that have dropped within like the last 2 or 3 years.
And how can we forget Streets of Rage 4? Like the re-release of Streets of Rage 4. Like
it wasn't good, but there is a G.I. Joe beat 'em up that dropped this year. Karate Kid dropped, I believe, within the last year. We're getting ready to get Power Rangers. Yep. Double Dragon dropped 2 different ones. I was just gonna say there's 2. There was like the chibi drawing one, and then there's the newer one that's on the way.
Mm-hmm. But it's not out yet. That's probably why they wouldn't put that one.
Yeah, but I mean, but there's enough beat 'em ups out there. You know what I'm saying? There's enough beat 'em ups out there to get their own category. And I'd like to see. I know they kind of stuff platformers in action, but I think platformers and action should be separated as well, because sometimes they want to put kind of like platformers and action adventure, but then that gets mixed up with games like Star Wars Outlaws or something like that, which I don't think should. I think those should be kind of separated from, like, say something like Dead Cells shouldn't be in the same vein. I mean, or the same category with something like Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, or Silent Hill. Like those kind of games. I think there should be a separation. But I also know if you're running an event, you don't want it to run like 4 or 5 hours.
Well, they do have a category for best up and coming game. So if they could have won in that category, like the Double Dragon game could have won in that category. Because I voted for Grand Theft Auto 6. Mm-hmm. I voted for that. The category that says the most anticipated game category, I casted a vote for Grand Theft Auto 6 because I'm a Grand Theft Auto person. Like I stopped playing 5 long time ago. Like I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Like when it first came out, it was on PS3. I played it. I beat it. I played as much of it as I was going to play. And I stopped playing it. And of course, they made a lot of expansions for it. But I played GTA 5 and I had my fun with it, but I stopped playing it back in like 2014, I guess. I don't know the year, but I stopped playing it. But I played every Grand Theft Auto from 1 to 5, and so I plan to play Grand Theft Auto 6. I might not buy it when it first drops, brand new, but I'll get it eventually because it is a game that I like. I like the storyline. I like Grand Theft Auto, not for the side missions, but I like Grand Theft Auto for the storyline. They have it's like a dope movie that you're in control of the characters. If you follow the story missions, if you do the story missions on Grand Theft Auto, in my personal opinion, it's a great story. All of them have a story where the characters is everybody that's involved, not the side missions, not the side quest stuff. No, I'm talking about the storyline. In my personal opinion, it's a dope movie. They never disappoint me. So I plan to play Grand Theft Auto 6 whenever it comes out. Not on first release, but I plan to get it. So the games you were talking about, they could have went in that category. That they're the ones that are not out yet. They didn't have to be a specific genre. They could have They put GTA 6 in there, so they could have put a lot of games in the most anticipated game category, because there's a lot of games coming out that's anticipated, like Core Up, for example. That could have went in there. We're anticipating the heck out of Core Up, aren't we?
But I mean, next year, hopefully Core Up won't have to go up against, Fighting Collection from Capcom. But
it probably would.
But like for instance, in Best Action Game, you have Black Myth Wukong. But I don't know if that should technically go up against Call of Duty, which is, I feel like Call of Duty should be in a first-person shooter category on its own. But then I also understand you got to sort of draw the line somewhere, because you don't want this to be a 10, 12-hour show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
so I understand that, but it just, some of these games, they seem like a weird group. Like I wouldn't group them together like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a gatekeepers group, is what it is.
Because I wouldn't put Black Myth Wukong up against Call of Duty. I feel like those are two different. I mean, yes, it's action going on, but it's two different types of games. Like Wukong is third person, you're following behind. It's more like fighting, and Call of Duty is a first person shooter. I mean, I'd put Call of Duty up against like Gears of War, because I mean they're still shooting games, but Black Myth Wukong is like, that's a weird grouping I wouldn't put together.
But we can't end the show without mentioning, and I'm proud to see this game on the list. I forget what category they put it in, but Tales of Kenzera is on the list, and I casted a vote for it. I just can't remember the category.
Tales is in there?
Tales of Kenzera made it to the Gaming Awards, and I hope they win, because I casted a vote.
Games for Impact.
Oh, that was Impact? Okay. When I saw it on the list, I casted a vote. I was like, yo, Tales made it to the Gaming Awards. That's like, that's like, I'm proud of them. You know what I'm saying?
And Tales of Kenzera is a dope game. It's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
Sort of Metroidvania platformer type of game.
Yep. So I casted a vote.
They're up against another game that I love. I've been following it. I've been watching playthroughs. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to buy it because it's from a studio that made another game that I love. But I'll give Tales this one, because there's another game called Neva, or at least I pronounce it Neva. It might be Neva, but I pronounce it Neva or Neva, and it's in Best Indie as well. It's by but yeah, Tales of Kenzera is dope. Definitely Games for Impact. I want them to win that.
I want them to win that because they just on the list. It doesn't matter what list they really made it to.
Yeah.
I voted for it.
I don't care either. I want them to win.
I voted for it because I saw it on the list, and I was like, it's an indie category. I think it was the best indie game. I don't remember the category. I gotta look at the list. But they're there.
Tales of Kenzera is on Games for Impact. That's the list they're on.
Right.
And then the game I'm talking about, what is it? Neva is on Best Indie.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just glad to see both of those. It's both of those getting some shine, because the game, what is it? Gree, the one I've played it on the channel a couple of times. But they Nomada Studio made Gree, and they also made Neva, which I'm super hyped to play. It's like a sort of like a puzzle platformer. It's very calm and laid back. It's not high stress, but it's just a beautiful game to look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I like just seeing them get their shine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I voted for it, man. I saw it. Of course I played it. I beat it. I didn't put no footage out on myself, but I actually did finally finish it, because I started a little quest on my page that I never finished. But I finished the game, but I did it offline. I didn't do no footage of it. And to me, I was hooked, man. Like the story is great. Of course, it's a black developers. It's set in Africa. Yep. Like I loved it. I loved that game. Like it was very hard and challenging. It kicked my butt, but I did beat it. Y'all can watch
Metroidvania will get you, boy. They'll get you.
I like Metroidvania type games. Like all of them ain't as hard as the next one. They all not created equal. Like Tales of Kenzera really hit you on the edge of your seat. Like that stuff ain't.
And you gotta when you gotta jump at like the perfect time and stuff. But it's rewarding though. And like the voice acting is awesome. I love the music in it. Like it's worthy.
I'm just happy it made it because Prince of Persia didn't make it. Prince of Persia is not on this list.
Oh yeah, it's not now. It is on. It's on one category. I can't remember where it is.
I didn't see it. I might have missed it. I don't remember seeing Prince of Persia at all.
It's in the It's in Best Action and Adventure.
Okay, I might have missed that one. I'm still voting for Tails though. I'm voting for Tails.
So yeah, Tails is in a different category than so they can both get some shine. And yeah, Prince of Persia and the Legend of Zelda Echoes are in the same category, which is I guess I could put them together. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But see, Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that can roll. But yeah,
I never really got into the Star Wars stuff, so I can't say I don't have.
I'm just thinking about how it plays and how it, how it's controlled as opposed to something like Prince of Persia is. At least this version of Prince of Persia. But yeah, man, like those two games, Tales of Kenzera, Nomada Studios Neva. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Neva. They're not in the same category, so y'all can vote for both of those. But I hope y'all getting y'all vote on because look, they only said the fan vote is only like a small percentage anyway or something like that because the judges get the biggest percentage. So it's like, look, y'all better vote for what y'all like.
More gatekeeping.
Yeah,
it's all gatekeeping, and which is why these award shows is a joke. Like for whatever it is, music, whatever it is, these award shows are a joke because who's voting, right? Who's deciding what the best whatever is? What is acting, singing? Is it Grammys? Is this the Tonys? Like, who's casting the vote? Because I know that we have the People's Choice Awards. I know that's a thing, but it should be the People's Choice at every award show. Who are the people? But I think the people should be
make it half and half. Like the judges get 50% input and the people get 50% input.
They should. I
can understand. You might say, oh well, professionals are looking at like lighting, like if we're talking about movies, professionals are looking at lighting and editing and sound direction and everything. Cool, fine. But then people are just looking for, hey, I enjoyed this. This is a movie that I want to watch again and again. You know what I'm saying?
They should do it. They should do it like the Electoral College, right? Where the way the Electoral College is supposed to work. Like if the popular vote is this candidate, the Electoral College has to choose that candidate. That's not how they work it, but that's how it's designed. That way, the people have spoken, so the judges that are in place see that the people are crying for this category or this vote. Mm-hmm. You as a judge should then go with the popular vote. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. So We'll see how that plays out. We'll also see how the whole, most anticipated comes out. I'm assuming it's going to be GTA 6, but you never know. Yeah. You never know.
That's a no-brainer.
You never know. Maybe Metroid Prime will come through. Oh man, not to crap on Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is going to be dope when it drops, but it's just this seems like it's a lock for GTA 6. I don't see them not winning this. Not by a long shot. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. See, I wasn't gonna hold y'all long, so I won't go hold y'all all day. I won't go do all that. Nah. We just letting y'all know the voting's out. There's a couple issues I have with the voting. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could split some categories. I wish I could, do some additions and some splitting and stuff, but the voting is out there. I do think it's weird with some of the best fighting category and stuff. And because I remember what was it? Was Rufelmonger saying that one year Sifu was in best fighting? Even though that's interesting. Okay, because Sifu, you do fight in that game. That's how you win. You know what I'm saying? But it's not what you would consider traditional versus one-on-one fighting game. That's more into the action side of gaming.
Which why didn't Sifu make it? Sifu should have made it on the list too.
Well, they did one year. Whatever year they came out, it was on the list.
Okay, then I must have missed that one because I have Sifu.
Yeah,
I don't do no content for it, but
that
I
joint
got
is
it.
dope. But
I,
yeah. So, oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, I was just saying, like, I've had seafood for the longest. I just never put out any content for it. Like, I don't live stream myself, or do I clip myself playing. I just play through. When I get tired of playing, and I cut it off, and I finally beat it. You know, so now my son's playing it. Like, I have the game. You know what I'm saying? I just don't make content for it. I don't know why. I just don't.
Word.
I
You know
had
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
games I don't make content for though.
Go and put a couple of them cool combos together and throw it up there.
I got a lot of games that I
Cause
play.
shoot, as people are sitting and watching now, if they might, as long as they're watching on YouTube or whatever. Right now, they seeing. I'm gonna put some racing up. I haven't done any racing games in a minute, so I'm gonna throw some racing up there.
Yeah. I got a lot of games I play that I just don't make content for because I just don't. And I don't say I don't want to. I just don't think to do it. Like, I have specific games that I want to put out content for, and it's just like the other games I play. In my mind, I'm thinking nobody cares about this game, so why would I put the content out? That's I'm assuming that I don't. In other words, I make content for the popular games. So if I have a copy of the popular game that whatever it is, I'll play that game live stream, or I'll make clips and do my content for it. But the other stuff that I like to play, like especially my RPGs, like I play a lot of RPGs offline. Like I'm not on Tekken, I'm not on fighting games as much as people think, even though that's kind of what I'm known for, which I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with being known and being part of FGC, or just, you know, you think of me, you think of a fighting game, right? That's fine. I'm cool with that. But it's just not my own. I'm not a one-trick pony. I am a gamer. Period. There are certain games that I play. I play adventure games. I play shooting games. I play action games. I play racing games. RPGs will come in a strong second. Fighting games is at the top. RPGs is at the second. This is second, strong second. And then everything else, there's no third place. It's just everything else. You know what I'm saying? So if there is no, I wouldn't put them in places because I have so many games in my cloud, and you know, I only got so much hard drive space. So if I just download the game, play it, and send it back to the cloud to save space, because I'm too cheap to buy external hard drive. But I have a lot of games in my cloud, in my PlayStation cloud, that just sits in the cloud until I'm ready to play it or feel like making a quick run through for whatever it is. I just play a lot of different genres. Beat 'em ups, RPGs, you know, shooting games, adventure games, action games. I've played. I haven't beat it, but I've definitely played. What's that? It's a samurai game. It's on the list. It made the list, but they're making a part 2 of it. I forget the name of it right now. It's a
third person.
Third person's like Sun Wukong, but it's samurai. What is the name of it? Because they're making an expansion to it where the main character is a girl now, but I can't think of the name right now.
Well, I know one thing about expansion. Elden Ring is up for an expansion,
I haven't really touched Elden Ring.
Technically, Elden Ring did not drop this year, but
well, I haven't.
They're putting it in there because of the expansion pack, and I'm like,
yeah, I haven't touched Elden Ring.
Technically doesn't count, but that's just me. Like, I don't make the content for these other games that I play because in my mind I'm just thinking like nobody cares. Nobody really cares about these other games. I pretty much record just about everything, and I just put up whatever, whatever I'm fit. Like last time I put up, me and my son and I playing Lego Marvel, like just running around figuring out puzzles.
Yeah, so I just feel like, I don't know. I can't say I know this for sure. I just feel like the reason I don't make the content for those other games is because I just don't think nobody cares. I don't think nobody knows the game exists or cares about it. So I just put the content out that I know is going to get me some engagement, some clicks, some views, some likes, which is the Tekken, the Street Fighters, the Marvel vs. Capcom, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Whatever the popular game is,
it's going to get a whole bunch of people mad at you. But
they could be mad, but they're going to come see the video. They're going to talk, they mess, they're going to comment, they're going whatever. They're here on my video, and that video is getting some spin. So I don't really care. None of it bothers me. They may think they're trolling me and getting under my skin. They're not. I don't care about that stuff, man. I don't. if you listen to this video and you hate me because I beat you or beat you many times on any fighting game, whatever it is, just understand I'm not thinking about you. I don't care. You're not hurting my feelings. You can't say anything in the comment section of my videos that's gonna make me take the video down. Like, I don't care. I'm just putting out my content.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna throw it to you right now. Final thoughts, and where can they find you?
Final thoughts. I think this game award is trash. This particular category, not because of the games, because there's nothing wrong with some of the games that's on there. I just think that it's too much gatekeeping going on. Like, it's starting to get very obvious and noticeable. And like I said, I made a protest vote in the fighting game category. Yes, I could have voted for Tekken 8, but I intentionally voted for Multiverses on purpose because there's other fighting games. If y'all just gonna do that, y'all could have put a lot of games on that list, and Tekken wouldn't have necessarily been my vote even then. Even though I'm a high level player, I don't play Tekken 8 no more. I don't play it no more. I don't make no content for it no more. I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish on it. I'm waiting on Core Up to drop so I can start on that new adventure. And then I also plan to jump into the SNK City of the Wolves game, City of the Wolves, when that comes out next year.
Oh yeah,
yeah. There's new fighting games coming down the pipeline that I plan to get because they're gonna be popular. I'm gonna get good and I'm gonna make content for it. Core Up especially.
Yeah, Corrupt. I can't wait till Corrupt drops.
But anyway, you can find me up. Said my Twitter is deactivated. I'm no longer on Twitter, but my name is still the same. Open Mind, spell it with a Y on Blue Sky. Trying to grow that page. I got 20 followers now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my page growing up. But my Blue Sky account, I've decided I'm gonna keep it positive on there. Like, I got my other social media accounts. I am Open Mind on Threads, and of course my YouTube page, Open Mind 82. I engage with all of the negativity with y'all, but Blue Sky, I've decided I'm gonna stay as positive as I can stay before the app turns into to zombie land. But I do plan to just keep it PG, silly, funny, not too serious. I train my algorithm to not even show me political stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trump stuff. Like, I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm just keeping it gaming, science, and stuff. I love science and space and astrology. I love that. I'm a big nerd when it comes to anything to do with planets, anything to do with space and the stars and planets and stuff, and also gaming, of course. And then comedy. Like, I like comedy. If nothing else, I like to be silly and funny on the internet. So if you're reading anything I'm posting, don't read it as Open Mind's upset. No, I'm really not. I'm actually maybe pointing out something. And if you read it with a humor in your mind, you would more than likely laugh at what I'm saying than try to assume that I'm upset about something. Even if it's worded a certain way, to like, what you mad about? Like, you your feelings. Like, no, I'm really not. I'm being funny. It's called dark humor. So if you're miserable and you're mad about something, and you read something that I post, and what I post makes you mad, it's supposed to make you laugh, but you were already mad before you read my post, so you're going to just project that onto me. I'm 90% of the time in a great mood, but I may, what I type or post, if you read too deep into it, it would appear as if I'm upset, but that's not me upset. That's you upset, the reader. Just read what I say with humor in your mind, and then you'll understand the comedy or the joke in there, or whatever that I'm trying to do that's funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay funny. Funny and laughter is my go-to, because we've got enough stress in our lives, you know what I'm saying, our real life, to come online and read stressful stuff. Like, no, let's laugh. Let's have a good time. That's what I'm all about.
Y'all better listen to words. Listen to words and take them to heart. Lighten up on the internet.
Lighten up, man. Y'all too serious.
All right. Well, on my end, final thoughts are: we do have the Game Awards. At least there is an award show for games. Yes, it's getting more. The more and more, high profile it gets, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? People People, they gotta, shine. You know what I'm saying? When they be shining, they be dancing in the rain and being all in the videos. But but I mean, for the most part, it does give an opportunity for some games to get some shine, especially the indie section, the smaller games, like Tales of Kenzera. Even though Tales of Kenzera did bring on a larger, I believe, publisher later on in the game, but it had started as an indie project. Then you have the indie section that does give indie some love, so that is a plus. We also got some whack stuff like the fighting, the fighting category, but I guess you win some, you lose some. So my question to y'all is, hopefully, if y'all watching, y'all let me know if y'all predictions was right or not. You know what I'm saying? Roll back through and also download. Let me know who you voting for. But I guess until next time, NERD. SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz, and Blue Sky. But until the next time, this is us to you saying, I don't know, drive fast and peace.
Peace.